you guys. Happy Thursday. I am so happy and excited to be live with you guys. I was on timeout with YouTube. We broke up for 2 weeks and now we are back together again. Yay! I'm so excited. So I just want to tell you a backstory why I was gone for the last 2 weeks. So I posted a funny prank video on March 5th of a snake prank. And apparently, according to AI from YouTube, they said that it's a community strike guideline. It's harming the community. And just to be honest with you guys, and just to be clear, there was no blood, no gush, no head cracking skulls, none of that. Okay, none of that. But they gave me a strike and they told me, you're out for 2 weeks, you're out. And just to point it out to you guys, there is a similar video out there, same thing, and the video has not been taken down. It's still currently up. I've been double checking every day for the last 2 weeks that I've been out, and it's there. It's there. So I don't understand why it's good for the goose, but not good for the geese as me. When I post a similar video as that, and it's funny, again, no blood, nothing, and I got the wrath of it, meaning that YouTube strike me and I was out for 2 weeks and now that video is still currently playing. But anyway, it's neither there or here. I'm glad that I'm back, thank God. And I've tried not to piss YouTube off or AI off because, we just have this weird relationship. It's like up and down, hot and cold. And hopefully that they can just like lay off of me and just take a chill pill. And I don't know what kind of policy they're running, meaning that, certain things are good, certain guidelines are good, certain not. I don't even know. It's confusing. And I read the guidelines, actually. I read them. So I don't know how that's harmful for the community. I really don't. Maybe they need to do a refresher of which guidelines is good and which is not good. But anyway, whatever. I'm back and I'm grateful. So let's just get right to it, you guys. So right now, I just want to do a recap of ErikaKirk, Bride of Charlie, and just recap everything because the last time I spoke about this, it was a couple weeks, like 2 weeks ago actually, before I got a timeout from YouTube and talking about ErikaKirk. Now, just to point out the obvious, she is a liar, and I just had this debate with my sisters and my brother-in-law. And they're telling me that they can't stand Candace Owens. Candace Owens she went too far of attacking ErikaKirk and just bad mouthing her. And then I had to try to explain to them. I'm not in Candace Owens' mind. That's not her intention. It's just the behavior that she is doing that just threw everyone off, and people are being upset about it. For example, her lying saying that she hasn't dated anyone for the last 5 years before she met Charlie. That's a lie. The drinking, that's a lie. Her saying that Charlie never was pressured or kind of bullied about the anti-Israel thing. He never received text messages, which that was a lie and that had been proven. Just little small lies. And I even told my sisters and my brother-in-law, even though Erika did not pull the trigger, I believe she had some common knowledge knowing that what was going to go down, what was going to happen that day on 9/10. That's just my belief and that is my opinion, and I'm going to stick to that. And that's what I told them. And things are just not adding up with her. You know what I mean? She lies all the time. Why? She got the guy. She got Charlie. You know what I mean? She lied about everything about her. And I have to say, I don't think even Charlie knew who she really was. I think she lied about her whole life. The secret, the silence, the suspicion. I don't think he knew until maybe, as a possibility, until it was too late. Then he really know who his wife was. I don't think he knew. I think Erika sold this image of herself to Charlie, and Charlie was looking for a biblical wife. And ErikaKirk fit that narrative because that's what Erika was trying to perceive in herself by, lying about her education, lying about her background, having all these degrees that she did when she never did them. You know what I mean? And it's not like Charlie's going to check and fact check her and do a background check like normal people do, because I know I would. He didn't. He was just very smitten and very memorized. Hopefully I'm saying it right, by her, and just found her very attractive and beautiful and smart and educated. So why would he even thought that she'd be lying about the stuff that she'd been telling him? You know what I mean? I don't think anyone did. I think everyone believed ErikaKirk face value what she was saying. You know what I mean? Until a lot of stuff started to reveal about her, because just like I told my family, no one doesn't know anything about her. And I believe something happened to her. Something happened to this woman that she is just so far gone, meaning that she was brainwashed. There's a chip in her brain that she's just being activated to lie and to say things, and she's just going with the lie. It's not like she's saying, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. She's just going with it, just going with the flow. So it's just crazy. So like I said, we're reviewing, we're reviewing and we're going back because, I was gone for the last 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that that's been on my mind. But first, before I go into this, I know there's a lot of chatter, about this audio of ErikaKirk by the feds scheduling girls for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I just want to be very clear. I listened to the audio multiple times, okay? Multiple times. And then the audio is from the DOJ, and it's on the website. And I even put in the link in below. However, I'm not going to share the audio with you, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. I want you guys to get a perspective by listening to the video and let me know your thoughts about this. Like I said, I listened to the video multiple times, and in my opinion, I believe that's Erika. That's her voice, because I listened to other audio recording of her, and I matched the two. It sounds exactly like her, unless it's AI. Now AI is majority of everything now, but by me listening to that audio, it's clearly her voice. Again, it could be AI. I'm not sure. So that's why I'm not going to let you guys listen to the audio. However, the link is down below, and it's in the DOJ files in Jeffrey Epstein. The question that I'm having, and I'm having concern, is: are they trying to set ErikaKirk up? Because I don't understand why the DOJ would release that audio. You would think they will hide it, because they hid 3 other million files. They're not going to present it to the public. So I don't understand why did they purposely release that wiretap? Why did it hit that audio with the rest of the 3 million files? That's the question I'm asking. 1, 2. The only thing I just don't like about the audio, which I'm not going to play to you guys, is one, it was just only the time. The time was 4:26 p.m. This was a second call attempt to reach Erika, because I believe they tried the first time. And then there was a little interference between the phone and the recording and the girl. And I read to you right now. Let's see. Okay. So So ErikaKirk was not just associated. She was a scheduler, a procurer. She was getting commission or kickbacks providing young girls to Epstein child trafficking ring. This is the direct, undeniable proof from the Department of Justice own evidence locker that links ErikaKirk to the core of Epstein criminal enterprise. This is huge, according to someone who said this, and I'm not going to release their name. This is the confirmation we've been waiting for. The DOJ had this evidence all this long. My thing is, if they had this all this time, why leak it now? Why send it now? That makes no sense. You would think they would try to have her back and cover her. The DOJ had this filed. Why wasn't the headlines or every news channel in the world share this everywhere? They can't hide this anymore. No, they can't. So basically, in the audio recording, the little girl, which the feds not trained her, but prompt her to speak to Erika, and basically talk to Erika to see if the girl's going to get paid more, if Epstein sees her, and basically Erika said that she doesn't know for sure, but she has to talk to she has to talk to Epstein. She doesn't work for Epstein according to Erika in that recording, but she does schedule appointments and stuff like that. And then the girl on the other end, when she was talking to Erika, she said, "Well, I can add my sister along to it. I can have my sister come." And ErikaKirk said, "Great, that would be more money." And I'm just paraphrasing here. Again, the link is below. Definitely check it out. It's very disturbing. A lot of people saying that this audio recording is not real, it's fake. There's nothing to it, and a lot of people are debunking it. And my thing is, the only thing I have a concern of, there's no date. There's no date of the recording in the DOJ files. If they had the date of the recording, that would be great. That will clarify a lot of things. But a lot of things I'm having concern with is that they only have the time, 4:26 p.m. when they made that second attempt to call Erika, which they got her on the phone. However, there's no date. We don't know if it's from 2023, 2024, 2019. We don't know. And that's not very clear, and which I don't like. So that's why I don't want to post it, because I'm not 100% sure. But what I can say, that is her voice, unless they made it up. Again, we have AI. That is her voice. But my thing is, and the question I'm asking you guys, why would the DOJ release that? You would think they would cover it up since they're so close with ErikaKirk, since they promoted her to the Academy of Air Force One. I don't understand why they would just release that. You know what I mean? It's just crazy and weird to me, and it seems very, very suspicious. Why did the DOJ release their wiretap, capturing ErikaKirk, arranging a meeting for Jeffrey Epstein with underage girls? That's a question to be asked, that we should be asking. Why? And I'm telling you, that sounds like ErikaKirk. I listened to other audio recording of her that the voice is similar, it's the same, but we're going to wait and see if that's really accurate. Now, according to this this person, excuse me, they're saying that it's undeniable proof from the Department of Justice. But again, we can't trust the Department of Justice sometimes because they tend not to tell the truth. But again, it's coming from them. It's not like it's coming from a random person who just posted a video. And that there's a lot of videos of the same similar audio video in TikTok and Instagram. But again, definitely listen to it and make your own determination to find out, to find out if you believe if that's ErikaKirk on the other end, or do you think that it's just a fake news, I guess. I just don't know what to make of it. But yes, let me read this. I didn't read this to you. So it clearly says the audio of Erika confirmed that she is working directly with Jeffrey Epstein. The format asks about getting paid, and Erika laid it all out. She says, the more you do, the more you get paid. Then she revealed her specific role. She is the one making the schedule for the young girl. But the most horrifying part is when the informant said, I can bring my sister too, so you can get paid more money for her also. Erika responds, yeah, well, that's what I am saying. I'm working tomorrow, and me and him are going to put a schedule together for you and your sister. That's what's said in the recording. Like I said, you can listen to it yourself. I know I was paraphrasing it here earlier, but I just wanted to read to you the whole audio recording. Now, like I said, it's ErikaKirk. That's her voice. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think that it's not her voice, if it's something else. Again, I have questions about this audio recording. There's no date. You don't know when that date was recorded. You would think if the feds are recording this and having an informant, that they will have the date. You have the time, but there's no date. So I can't confirm or deny when that audio was recorded. I can't say it to you guys because I don't know, because it's not clear. It's not clear. So I'm not going to even try to make up something, because that'd just be ingenuine for me to say that. So I would definitely keep you updated on that. Moving on. Now, ErikaKirk was on this, an event, And I just want to, in advance, she was talking to young students about her being staying home mom and how she had to change her role and no longer staying home. Now she is the new CEO, and then she has to do both. And I just want you to take a listen to this video of her saying that she didn't have a choice. It's basically that Charlie Kirk wanted her to not to be a stay-at-home mom, to work because she is the full provider. So take a listen to what she has to say in her own words, and then I'm going to give you my input about this. Take a listen.
Just listen.
Oh, before I go there, I just want to read to you this article. I'm sorry. So apparently this is from Memo News Network. It says smoking gun leaked DOJ wiretap audio capture ErikaKirk scheduling underage girls for Epstein. And as you can see, it is dated March 14 of this year, 2026. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Also, I want to share with you too, it's a possibility that there could be a connection. There can be a connection with Erika, with Tyler Baller, with the farm works. Everything is connected. Just like I said before, I got shut down by YouTube. This is all connected. And the one main denominator is Jeffrey Epstein. And like I said, that man been dead for a long time, but it seemed like it circled back to Jeffrey Epstein. My question is, did ErikaKirk knew Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Charlie Kirk? Did they cross paths with one another? Did Tyler cross path with Jeffrey Epstein? Because according to this, I'm going to read to you 2014 to 2015, July 2014, January 2015, Erika begins tweeting, and she's in a casting recruit in Los Angeles. Erika is seen taking multiple meetings at the Next Model Management with Faith Kate's business guide. Particular, this modeling company procure a lot of Eastern European models. Jeffrey Epstein is a regular at the Next Model Management office, as he just got cut off. I'm sorry. Extremely close to the founder and Faith Kate's. Now, again, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that maybe ErikaKirk passed path with Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe she, and I'm going to give her a little bit of benefit of. Maybe she didn't know who Jeffrey Epstein was. Excuse me, or maybe she did. I don't know. With her, we don't know, because she lies so much. We can't even take her word face value anymore because she lies so much, and she's not even aware of her lies. Maybe she is, and she just self-consciously just don't care of her lies, and then she get caught in her lies. She's like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to go with the next flow. I don't know, but I just wanted to share that with you. But let's take a listen to her lies that she said about her staying at home, and I'm going to give you my critique about it. Let's take a listen.
Lie.
I get this question too of, well, you were a stay-at-home mom and all this stuff, like that's what you should go back to doing or something like that. Unfortunately, I did not see my life being like this. I didn't. So when people are like, oh, she's now this role, I'm honoring what the Lord has put in front of me, and I'm also honoring my husband's request. And now I have to be the sole provider for my children. And again, this is not a business card opportunity. There's something very biblical in a woman honoring her husband and stepping up and standing in.
Pause before Candace Owens gives her input. I have to give my input. Okay, she didn't have to take the role as CEO. She could have easily grieved in the privacy of her own home with her children. Someone else could have stepped up as CEO temporarily. She chose to do that. She chose to step in that role because she wanted the spotlight and she wanted the fame now that her husband is out of the picture. Okay, and for her to say that staying home, it was an option for her. It was not an option. That's a lie. Okay, she was trying to honor her husband. Listen. People are going to say, well, Charlie Kirk said, well, God forbid if something happens to me, I want Erica to be the next person to be CEO. And he probably said that. He probably said it verbally. He probably said it in his will. You know what I mean? He probably said that. But my thing is that she said she had a business. Okay, she had a business prior before she met Charlie, and she no longer doing the business because she was a stay-at-home mom, but she checks in every now and then. Why she couldn't do it the same? She could have easily let someone else take the role as CEO temporarily and then just go in the office every now and then to make sure everything's okay, or do Zoom calls and then easily stay home and stay with the babies. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. So now she's trying to play this role that, oh, she's a full provider for her children. Mike, full provider? She made it seem like Charlie Kirk was not didn't have anything set up. God forbid something happened to him. I was told that he had a $10 million life insurance just for Turning Point alone, his company. Just Turning Point alone, okay? Never mind the life insurance for his children, for himself. That woman is a millionaire, okay? She has money. So don't play the victim card, make it seem like you don't have no money and you're the full provider, like you're the only one that's going to take care of your kids. Like Charlie didn't have a plan. He didn't have a backup. Because even though I didn't know Charlie and I never met him in person, but he seemed like a very responsible man. Like, God forbid something happens to him, he has his duck in a row. He had everything planned out just in case. And he even knew that he was going to die young. He even knew that. So for someone who has vivid dreams all the time, knowing that he was going to die young, you think he was not going to be prepared, that he was not going to take care of his business, God forbid something happens to him, and not let Erica be stuck with everything? Of course not. He took care of everything, as you can see. So for her to say that she would be the the sole provider for her children, that's not right. You make it seem like your husband was just not responsible, like he didn't take care of any role of his responsibility. I didn't like that. Now people may take it, people might say that I might take it the wrong way, or that's not what she meant. I can clearly understand what she was saying. I can even go back and rewind it for you guys. But that's clearly what she said. $10 million from Turning Point that she is receiving. That's just that from the business side. She's getting life insurance for himself and for the children that he already set up for the children, a trust. So I don't understand that at all, saying that that's something biblical. That's not biblical to me. But again, I don't know about you guys, but you let me know. Let's finish hearing what Candace has to say. Okay.
Clarity, Erica is completely full of it. I mean, she is septic at this point. It is an absurd answer for so many reasons. So let's start with number one. She's lying. And this is what really frustrates me. She calls herself the sole provider. Okay. It frustrates me because what it truly does is it discounts who Charlie was. How genius he was, how financially savvy he was. Like she's trying to relate like she's just like a single mom and working a 9-to-5, working at a restaurant, trying to make ends meet for her children, and the father's gone. I believe just at the life insurance policy that Turning Point had for Charlie in the event of his passing, Erica was set to receive $10 million from his work policy. Charlie always had his financial house in order. Investments, whether he was investing in real estate, he had trusts for their children, a life insurance policy would have been a no-brainer for him. And like I said, she benefited to the tune of millions. She also wants us to forget that, parking aside Charlie, let's actually pretend that Charlie was financially irresponsible and just, was able to run this massive business, but somehow never thought about his kids or his legacy. She wants us to then forget that millions were raised.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Before she continued, I just want to say this too. Millions were raised. Tucker Carlson and his company, ALP, alone raised $5.4 million for the Kirk family. $5.4 million, ladies and gentlemen. Just comprehend that. He raised alone, okay? And then the goal was $6 million, but they they raised $5.4 million. That money alone goes to the Kirk. You get what I'm saying? The woman's already set for life. So I don't understand why she would say that, why she's focusing on her children. and on the company. It's just not possible for a one parent household to just focus on both. You can't do it. You have to have two parents. You can't do it. That's why she was a stay-at-home mom, and that's why Charlie Kirk was going to different campuses and debating college students. Okay, she was a stay-at-home mom, and clearly she was okay with it because that's what Charlie Kirk wanted. He wanted a biblical wife that wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and be present with the children and not work, because Charlie Kirk was going to take care of Erika, which she was well taken care of anyway. Okay, so I just don't understand that. But anyway, let's just continue on. So sorry, guys. Let's continue on. Okay.
Just for her and the kids, by complete strangers online that were just starting GoFundMe and $1 million here, $1 million there. What about people that actually knew her that raised millions for her and the kids? Forget the complete strangers, but also people who just knew her and did it publicly, like Tucker Carlson. Do you guys remember that? He alone, his Alp company, raised $5.4 million for her. Okay, this is still up. He set out to raise six. They raised 5.4 million. I actually think it was less. Then he just kept he kept blowing through it, so they kept raising it and raising it and raising it. $5.4 million, very clearly to help provide for Kirk family's future. It was for Erika and it was for the kids. Just Tucker Carlson. So what is she doing actually?
We have nothing to hide.
You have everything to hide. So, I don't know if you guys remember when I spoke about, Erika's past relationship, the one that she did Amazing Race audition with TJ Massey. And I told you that Erika has a type. And it's very obvious, in my opinion, that Charlie Kirk was not her type, but she saw the bigger picture by marrying Charlie Kirk. I believe that was arranged. I believe that was set up. This whole motion of Erika Kirk finding Charlie, it was all planned, I would say staged, manipulated by Tyler, by her mother, by other people that were involved in Charlie's circle. It was all planned because they saw bigger, huge parts in Charlie Kirk's life when he was alive. And I was explaining this to my sisters and my brother-in-law that he could have been the next president of the United States for future generation. And Erika saw that. She saw that potential that she could be the wife of a president, of Charlie Kirk. So that's why she eluded herself, pretending to be someone that she's not, to capture Charlie Kirk's eyes. And that's what I believe, and that's what I told them. They asked me, well, do you believe that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk? I said no. I said absolutely not. Do I think that Tyler Robinson had some common knowledge, or he was a part of the whole assassination? Yes, he was a decoy. I stand by that, but he was not the lone shooter. He wasn't. There was another shooter who was dressed in tactical gear, had full tactical gear on, and who took that shot. Okay? Tyler Robinson was a decoy. Okay? Just like I told you before I was off air, that the judge released a 4-page letter of his prosecutor did not wanted the information of the bullet fragment to be released, saying that the bullet fragment that they tested was inconclusive, meaning that they're not sure if the bullet fragment matched the rifle of the shooter of Charlie Kirk, of the rifle that the FBI obtained. And I spoke about this, and you can check that out next week, more about that. And my thing is, okay, before I go back to Erika, why would Tyler Robinson defense team hide that? Why would not release that to the media and for media to investigate that? To me, that leads me to believe that Tyler Robinson is innocent. He's not guilty. First of all, he never confessed. He never turned himself in, even though they told us that he did. There's no there's no video of him turning himself in. That video it's missing. It's been missing, and they still have not retrieved that video of Tyler Robinson turning him in. So that evidence can prove he's innocent. But according to his defense team, they're saying that it would taint the jury, and I'm like, that makes no sense. How is it going to do that? That would show his innocence. That the gun is the rifle, not the rifle. Excuse me. The fragment is unconclusive. So meaning that the fragment does not match the rifle of the murder weapon of Charlie Kirk. So that will prove Tyler Robinson innocent. And I said it, and I'm going to say it again. That man is not going to make it to trial, or something's going to happen to him that may look like a suicide or something else, okay? Because everyone knows that this man is not the shooter. The FBI knows. Everyone knows it. But they're just pretending that this man is guilty and he's the one that killed Charlie Kirk, when we all know that there's no way. It's just impossible. First they said it was a 30-06. It was not even a 30-06. Anyway, there's more of that I will discuss that next week. Now, back to Erika. Like I said, she had many boyfriends, okay? She was never single. She proclaims that she said she was single before she met Charlie. That's a lie. She said she went to China just to visit. When I was looking at her timeline and where she was dating a Miami former basketball player, Josh, let me see his name. Excuse me, guys. Josh, hold on. Yes, Josh Harrison, okay? He was in China, okay, because he was doing a basketball tour. You know, he was in Miami Heat, and he was in China. He was in Puerto Rico, he played. He was in other countries that he played. So basically at that time in 2013, that was Erika's year of being a groupie. She was following her boyfriend. She didn't have nothing going on in her life. She didn't. Even though she says it on her resume, and she was telling other people that she had a lot going on, which that's a lie. It's a lie. She was following her boyfriend because she didn't have nothing better to do. And that's when she was in China. Even though she told people she visited there, but she didn't. From early June to August, Erika moved to Xinjiang, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, China, to follow and live with her boyfriend, Josh Harrison. Josh played Flying Tigers in China. And the thing is, Justin Chef, hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. If I'm not, forgive me. Saying that Erika only spent China there for 2 weeks visiting the Great Wall from June 16th to June 30th of 2013. Another lie, because if you look at Josh's schedule, his career history, in 2013 he was in China. 2014 he was in China. Where was Erika? She was in China living with her boyfriend, living her best life. So she was just not just visiting to see the Great Wall of China. That's a lie. And my thing is, why lie? I don't understand this. Why lie? She has everything that she wants. Why she's continuing to portray this person that she's not? Is it because she's just going to ruin her reputation? People go to see her differently, that people go to see that she's a fraud. No one doesn't really care, to be honest with you. You think the Turning Point people, the employees, they think they really care if Erika's lying or not? No, because they're getting paid themselves. They only care about the money and pleasing her. They really don't care. Is it all because Erika's trying to fool the public and trying to fool people to get sympathy? Well, people are already on to her, okay? And that's what I told my sisters and my brother-in-law. At first, I really felt bad for her. I really felt sorry for her. But once the grieving process went away and I snapped out of it and I dealt with the grieving, I dealt with everything, then I realized that this woman was lying all this time. She was not acting like a grieving widow. And I know people are going to say, well, people grieve, everyone grieves differently, but that's not how you grieve when you lost someone. You don't go back to work in a couple of days. You don't say on the audio, this is the event of the century, and then you boasting of the merch that you sold, the voting registration. Who does that? The power, the M-Fest, it was all about, like, it seemed like WrestleMania of performance and stuff like that. You added people to your event that Charlie Kirk would never approve of, or Charlie would never dealt with. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I was like telling my sister, if someone gave my husband a hard time. And I know I said this before, and I know this. I would never, ever bring them to an event. I would never, ever bring them to my husband's funeral when I knew towards the end that they were giving my husband a hard time and grief and suffering. And then I'm just going to be kumbaya with them and be best friend with them like nothing happened. That's just insane. That's just crazy. And that's what Erika's doing. That's what people are saying, that something doesn't seem right. And I just want to make this very clear to you guys. I'm not attacking Erika. I don't know the woman from a hole in the wall. I really don't. I just don't like when people lie. I don't like when people manipulate other people and try to use people to get money and for people to donate their hard-earned money for your organization. That's I don't like. I don't like the gaslighting. I don't like the manipulation. I don't like that. And that's the thing that I'm seeing with Erika. I'm not trying to attack the woman, harass the woman, but I have to point out the BS that she's doing to people. You know, she wants people to feel sorry for her and get empathy for her, but then the next flip that you want people to donate money to your organization. Like what she's doing is totally the opposite of what Charlie Kirk would have done. And we all know it. You know what I mean? You have Ben Shapiro, when Ben Shapiro don't even like your husband, never did, because he donated, $1 million to your organization? Like I would have told Ben Shapiro, take your $1 million and get out of my face. That's what I would have said. You harassed my husband. You gave him a hard time. No, thank you. But she didn't do that. You have Nicki Minaj. I don't understand why she was there on M-Fest. You have all these people saying all these things about Charlie Kirk when you knew that your husband didn't like some of these people. And she even said it herself. She knows everything. Now, I don't know if that's true or not because she tends to lie or not. I can't take her word face value. I really can't, because so many lies that she told. I can't believe anything that she says. I don't think she believes what she said is true. I don't think she believes what she's telling people is really real or not, because she lives in a world of fantasy, not reality. And I explain that to my sisters. ErikaKirk is not right. She's not right in the head. There's something really demonic with her. I'm sorry to say that, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we got to call it out as it is. If it was another person, perfect example, Corey Richardson. This woman poisoned her husband, not once, but twice with fentanyl. And I spoke about that too, and you get to check that out next week. Okay, there was all the proof that this woman wanted to get rid of her husband for money. The main goal was for money, okay? She signed up a $2 million life insurance under his name without his common knowledge, okay? Forged his signature, had an affair, okay? Because he was worth $4 million because he had an estate and everything. She wanted to get rid of her husband. Not once she tried, but twice, and she succeeded, okay? So I don't understand why people can come down on this woman, Corey, who killed her husband, and the jury found her guilty this week. Guilty. She was shocked. You should have seen her face. She said, you should have seen the look in her face. Like she couldn't believe it. She thought she was going to get away with it. Like, no, you killed your husband. And on top of that, you wrote a children's book, a grieving book. Who does that? Anyway, so I don't understand how that's not okay for this woman, Corey, to kill her husband, okay? For a year, there was gathering information. She was still out in the street taking care of her 3 boys, okay, gathering information. And finally, they got the information that they needed. And she was in trial for a couple weeks, and they found her guilty. I just don't understand why they can't do the same with Erika. Because she has money, she has power, she has connection. It's always the spouse. It's always the spouse. And I don't understand why people don't comprehend that and don't understand that. It's always the spouse. And then you rule them out. If they investigated her and found out that she had no involvement in the death of her husband, then that's okay. But they didn't do that. They gave the phone right away. His phone, Charlie Kirk's phone, they gave it right away to Erika. They didn't do anything. So that leads me to believe that they don't care. They got their guy. They believe they got the guy, and that's it. Case closed. We're going to turn the other way, and we're not going to look into ErikaKirk. We're not going to look at anything. Even though they had marriage issues, even though they had a priest come to their home and pray over them, even though Charlie Kirk slept in his daughter's room, and yes, my sister said, and among other people, that don't mean anything. A lot of couples have arguments and go in the other room. Yes, you're correct. The next day, the next morning, he woke up, went to the bathroom, put his ring on, put his necklace on, didn't even give his wife a kiss goodbye. He left. I'm sorry. To me, he was still hot. He was still upset. Okay? Normally, couples, they would give the wife a kiss goodbye, and I will see you later. That's it. He didn't do that. Okay? So something happened there the night before of his before he got assassinated. All I'm saying is, every behavior that Turning Point employee, including ErikaKirk, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't sit right with a lot of people. And a lot of people from YouTube, they're trying to convince us that's normal. It's normal for her to lie. It's normal for her to talk to an underage girl when she was 25 at the time and the girl was 15. They say that her butt is nice, and I'm paraphrasing here, sending her a box of chocolates, setting her up to see a photographer, making sure that she dressed sexy, stuff like that. That's disturbing to me. And for people to say, well, that's normal, that's okay to do. No, you're not going to try to convince people that, because it's not. It's sick, it's deranged, and it's ludicrous. Okay, because if the roles were reversed, and if it was a man doing that to a 14-year-old daughter, you guys would be outraged. If it was a woman, a 25-year-old woman doing it to a 14-year-old boy, you'd be outraged. But because it's ErikaKirk, and she has money, and now she's well connected now, and now she knows people from the White House, it's okay. Let's look the blind eye. It doesn't mean anything. It's just crazy to me. I really don't understand this at all. I really don't. It's like, she's human just like everyone else. The only difference is she has money. That's it. And then ErikaKirk's trying to be relatable to all of us. You can't be relatable to us, sweetheart, because you have money, you have fame, and you always wanted that. You always wanted to have fame, because that woman been in the spotlight for a very long time before she met Charlie. Okay, she was on a reality show. She was Miss Arizona. She was trying to do a movie, a documentary on EMP. Hopefully, I'm saying it right, with her mother. The woman wanted to be irrelevant. Okay, that's why she dated all these men in her life. She was never single, and now she's trying to act like Christ-like when she was never Christ-like from the get-go. All the boyfriends that she had, she lived with. I'm not trying to I just want to be very clear. I'm not trying to make her feel bad, because listen to me, I'm not perfect. I live with my boyfriends. I lived a sinful life, but I'm not going to pretend and tell people, oh, I never lived with my boyfriend before. I was just very perfect and Christ-like. No, I'd be a liar. But she pretended that she never did none of those things, and then bring it to the future like she never did those things when she did in the past. My question is, why lie? Why lie about all this? You dated, you drank, you did all those stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. You did that when you were 25. You were a young woman who hasn't done anything, like I said, in their early teens, 20s. But it's not who you are now. And if she turned her life into Christ, why? It doesn't mean that you have to change your personality because you repented and you surrender your life. You surrender yourself to God. You can still be the same person, but you just can't go back to your old life, if that makes sense. And I just feel like with Erika, it's like she had to change her whole personality to be someone to fit Charlie's world and his image and his life. That's what it seemed like to me. So the person that Erika was back then is no longer. And I don't understand why she had to change it, because she didn't really need to, in my opinion. You know what I mean? She wanted a husband that was stable, that was successful, that would take care of her. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most women want that in a man. That's successful, that's a God-fearing man, and that will put their family first, God first, and their business. There's nothing wrong with that. And Charlie, he wanted the same thing. He wanted a biblical wife. He got it, but he didn't really, and in my opinion, he really didn't know who Erika was. He really didn't until it was too late. It was too late. So I just don't understand why people don't see that, and why people are not like ridiculing Erika. Like, no, you lied about this, and there's proof of that. You can't say that. Make a statement, make a comment, do that, instead of ignoring what came out and not saying anything and just gaslighting the public by not saying anything, and just like you just look stupid. And to me, you're not capable, in my eye, to run as a company like that. That's just my opinion. She can do whatever she wants. She's rich. It doesn't matter what I say. You know what I mean? But you know, the more things that come out about her life, it is going to be damaging to Turning Point. Look what happened to Arkansas. Okay, they wanted to try this Turning Point high school thing. They said no. They said no, which I did spoke about that as well. They say no. They rejected that. They said absolutely not. Rightfully so. And I want to read to you. I don't know if I found the article because what that man said was so powerful, and I like that. But I'm going to look for it while I share this clip of Candace Owens saying that Erika lied about her traveling to China. She even said it. The thing is, she's saying that she went to China to do charity work, right? To do sex trafficking and help children, when that was a lie because she was with her boyfriend. She was a groupie that day. Again, why the lies? Why the lies? To me, it just gives me such a headache. The lies. I can't keep up with it. I don't know how she does it. That's why I'm saying that she's brainwashed. It's a microchip in her brain. Because one thing she says this, the other thing she says that. I'm just confused. But take a listen to what Candace always have to say while I look for that article.
About why she traveled to China. Take a listen.
I decided to create something called Everyday Heroes Like You, where we're able to, originally, it was focused on bringing funds and awareness to various grassroots organizations that were in specific communities that would be able to have volunteers that are transparent with their funds, that are actually doing what they're saying they're doing, instead of just having 70% of the funds go to admin and only 30% goes to cause. So really just focusing on making sure there was a home for transparent organizations that people could learn about, get involved with. But from there, it kind of grew into something more global. I was living in China and doing a lot of work with the victims from sex trafficking, and then began to phase that into working with the Marine Corps and the Army, and then was able to work with a orphanage in Romania.
Okay, so there's no mistaking what she says, and she repeats it over and over again that she lived in
Over
China.
and over
She
again.
was living in China to work with victims of sex trafficking. This is one of the early questions that I had for Erika. Who were you working with in China? And thanks to a clip that we're going to show you later of her auditioning for The Amazing Race, she actually narrows it down and says that she was in Chongqing. I think I'm saying that right. It might be Chongqing. Well, the truth is that helped me realize why she was actually in China. Helping victims of sex trafficking. No, the truth is that Erika was just following her boyfriend. I kind of view this as her year. Her boyfriend at the time is Josh Wilson. Josh Wilson is playing for the Miami Heat. Okay, so you got a basketball player who was in his prime, and he is dating the Arizona beauty queen. And I would also like to note that this is 2013. So we are 5 years before she met Charlie. And,
Yep.
You know, in the future, she'll say she didn't date anybody, but no, she certainly
The future.
dated people. Erika had a boyfriend, like I told you, every year, actually. And far from this deeply Christian story that she's going to spin in the future, she not only had a boyfriend, but she's following him around the world. She's living with him. And again, I'm not here to judge Erika for living with her boyfriend. I have lived with my boyfriend in the past.
That's it.
But I am not sitting here pretending that I didn't do that. That's what's so strange. It's just the amount of lies. I'm not pretending I had no boyfriends before I met my husband. What is the purpose of these lies?
And that's the $1 million question that everyone's trying to figure out. What's the purpose of her lying? That's the thing. She has her millions. Charlie Kirk is dead. I don't understand why to continue with the lies. Is it because she's trying to present herself as a holy Christian woman? Well, I don't mean to be harsh here. She wasn't. She wasn't a Christian woman. She was not practicing Christian values because she was living with her boyfriend and doing other things that she shouldn't be doing as a Christian woman. But again, it's not my place to judge her. But again, why lie about it? Because in the past, I have lived with my boyfriend, and I was not living, but I was Christian, but I was doing a lot of sinful things. but I'm not going to lie to people or to my audience and say, you know what, you guys, I never lived with my boyfriend. I never lived this. And then you come out, you turn out to find out that I was doing all that stuff. Then I'd be looking fraudulent here. I'd be looking like a liar, and then you're not going to trust anything that comes out of my mouth. They're like, no, I'm not going to listen to Cheryl because she lied. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. What's the purpose of her lying about that? I don't get it. I really don't.
Lies. That is what we should be frustrated by. What is the purpose? This is why it feels like Chat GBT Christianity, like someone did the program thing again, the algorithm. Okay, we need you to be Christian. We need you to fit Charlie's world. Okay, let's say no guys for 5 years. No, never. Oh gosh, no. Christian one would never date a guy, live with him. Say like, your mother taught you Christianity. My mother taught me Christianity. No, your mother allowed your boyfriends to live in the house too and have sleepovers.
Yep.
That's like the opposite of coming from a deeply faithful Christian household. Letting the boyfriend sleep in the house with with your daughter is like.
I can tell you this, not my household. If I ever have daughters, absolutely not. Over my dead body. That's where my husband is. Over my dead body. And absolutely not I don't even have kids yet. I can't even imagine having my daughter's boyfriend staying at our house. What? No, absolutely not. That's just insane to me.
So continue. I would never, in a million years, allow my daughter to have her boyfriend sleep over.
That's it. Me either. That's it. Me either. But anyway, let me read to you this article, how it backfired on Arkansas, because they wanted Turning Point to invest, young college students about for the young high school students to join chapters and for them to pay. And I even said it last week when I was live in Rumble that they just want your money. They want your money. They want your money. And a lot of students were just outraged, and they're saying, we're not having this. We're not having this. So I'm just going to read to you what they said really quickly. Because, you have young conservative boys and girls, and what they're seeing right now, they're not seeing that at Turning Point. I even said it a long time ago. Turning Point is not the same anymore. Turning Point is not a conservative-based organization anymore. Now that Charlie Kirk is no longer here, it's not like that anymore. It's done. And for anyone to believe that that is a conservative-based organization, you're just lying to yourself. You're fooling yourself, because that's not what it is anymore. It's not. It's something else. It's something dark and demented, and it's not what Charlie Kirk built. That's just my opinion. Now, it says here that despite that fact that ErikaKirk went to Arkansas a few days ago and made a shepherd's appearance next to Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders as they launched Turning Point Club America in high schools, Turning Point U.S. University of Arkansas chapter wants to cut ties with the organization. I wonder why. Okay, cut ties. And this is the reason why they wanted to cut ties. And I could not agree with this person more who wrote this. I'm trying to figure out his name. Dino. So basically, and I'm just reading short of it. It's long. You should read Dino's message that he wrote to Turning Point entirety. He wrote this on March 16 of this year. We have many grievances with Turning Point USA, which will shortly make known to them private, but I will share only one. We are generally put off by how Charlie Kirk has been used by Turning Point USA since his assassination. Statements like Charlie would have said and Charlie would have wanted have felt in many instances disingenuous and manipulation. Charlie Kirk cannot speak for himself. Amen. He cannot. And we do not recognize the ways others have been tempted to speak for him. Though the one thing I always took away from my interaction with Charlie was the importance of being your own man or woman. Sometimes that means making tough decisions just like this one. Amen. That's it. I couldn't agree more with Gino. That's it. Sometimes you have to make tough decisions and say no. The answer is no. And if you don't like it, get out of my face. Money's not everything. Your your morals, your dignity, your values, that's more important. That's going to take you higher. Yes, you're going to get a lot of setbacks. You're going to get a lot of rejection. But when you say no, and then when you have your morals and your principles and your values, you're going to be blessed tenfold. You're going to get things more higher, if that makes sense. Okay, it doesn't seem that way because you're turning down something, which Charlie Kirk did, but he saw the bigger picture. And that's what this guy did, Dino. He said no, no, no. And people are starting to recognize that. People are starting to recognize that people are speaking for Charlie. Charlie would said this. Charlie would said that, which is absolutely bullshit. Charlie would not say that. The man is dead, and I said that a couple weeks ago. He's dead. You can't speak for the dead. He's not here anymore. You can't do that. And that's what they try to do. They try to manipulate us. Oh, this is what Charlie would want. This is what Charlie would say. My guy, he's dead. Stop doing that. It's not working. It's not working. Because there's a lot of videos that Charlie had values of that the Turning Point USA organization, they're doing a complete opposite. So how can we take your word face value that you telling the people that this is what Charlie want when he completely said something the total opposite in his own words? Make it make sense. That makes no sense to me. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to fool you guys, to manipulate you because they want your money. I keep saying that. They want your money. And a lot of people are rejecting it and saying no. And good for them. No. And that's why I say truth always wins. When you keep lying and being manipulative and being sneaky and all that stuff, the truth always wins. And I told my sisters and my brother-in-law, you don't have to take my word. This is just my opinions and my thoughts. And I'm entitled to have my opinions, and I'm entitled to have questions and ask questions. At the end of the day, and I told them this, God knows everything. He sees all, he hears all, wait on me, and he will come and he will reveal everything. And he's starting to do that so far about ErikaKirk. So it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't even matter what Candace Owens says, because what she's saying makes absolutely sense. And a lot of people are hating her for that. A lot of people are attacking her for that. Oh, you doing this, you're saying this about ErikaKirk. I don't understand why. Because a lot of the things that she's doing doesn't make any sense. So why not question it? Why not ask questions? She lies all the time. And everyone is not condemning her for lying. They're saying that, oh, it's okay. Because everyone agrees differently. It's okay. She's a grieving widow. You have to respect that because she's grieving. No, you lie. A lot of things don't make sense. Her behavior don't make sense. And no one's not questioning that. And to me, they don't really care about Erika. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw her in the wolves and set her up. I won't be surprised at that. That's the government for you. You think they care about Erika? You think they care? They don't. None of these people from Twitter, they don't really care. It's just all a paycheck for them. It's money at the end of the day. They really don't care. They're just about protecting themselves, their family, and getting paid at the end of the day. And that's just my opinion. Okay, just my opinion. But take a listen to this next video. And my thing just got froze. So let me just do it this way manually.
Last thing I'll say is this: at Turning Point Action, we have a ton of jobs posting in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire. Those 3 states are so critical for our success. We actually just locked down. Jonah just got back from there, got the keys to a new building that we have in Las Vegas.
So this video that I'm sharing with you it's a new leak of a call from Erika talking about how she brings her children to Turning Point organization. And I just don't understand that at all, to be honest with you. It's a place of business. Kids shouldn't be at a place of a workplace. They should be home where they are most familiarized at the home. I don't understand why she would bring her children at Turning Point when she was a stay-at-home mom that she didn't bring her kids. And on top of that, according to Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk had her own separate building. So why would you bring your kids to another building when your father wasn't even there? He was at a different building. That makes no sense to me. I just don't get that point. And then she's just going to talk about how happy she is that, you know, people are interacting with her kids. And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's not an environment to bring your children at a workplace. I'm just saying, but let's just continue and take a listen.
Which is really exciting. So it's about similar size in this. And so the footprint is growing. Things are moving. Things are happening. But we're going to need 1,000 more people in this room this time next year to win across the country and set ourselves up for the future. So get excited about that. And without further ado, go ahead and hand off the microphone here to the wonderful ErikaKirk.
Hi, everyone. I know it's not usually normal to have everyone brought together, but I wanted to do that for a multitude of reasons. One being I want to say something very personal and say thank you to each and every one of you. I bring my babies to the office 9 times out of 10, and a lot of you have interacted with them, and it's very sweet to me, and it's very precious to them, because then they know you guys by name, and they'll come to me and they'll say, did you know that so-and-so gave me a stuffy or something like that? Thank you. My kids are my world, and I love bringing them here because they get to see what their father built and what you guys all continue building. So that personally means a lot to me. I just want to say thank you for that. Also, I'm going to be doing something kind of like a lunch with your department style thing, because it is on my heart so badly. I would love to sit down with each and every one of you individually. I want to know your name, your face, like be able to pray for you guys and really just know you. And so since I can't do individually just yet, because that would be a long day and time and month and year to do that, I'm going to be conjoining it through departments so we can make them very small and intimate, maybe 3 people at a time, and have lunch with you guys just to hear your heart. And
I'm sorry. It's just wrong to me. 9 out of 10, you bring your children to the office. I don't understand this. Like, again, no, children should not, it's not an environment for children to be in the office. It should be home. It should be home where they're familiarized with where their father lived, not at a workplace. I just don't understand her mindset and her thinking. A lot of people go say that's normal, that's okay. She wants to feel close to Charlie. She wants her children to feel close, but she was home when Charlie Kirk was alive, when Charlie Kirk was working. She was a stay-at-home mom. I don't think she brought her children to the office. And again, Charlie Kirk had a separate building to the other office. So I don't understand why she would do that. Why that to her that's okay. To me, that seems wrong to me. But she just wants to make everyone believe that bringing her kids, it's typically normal in a workplace when it's not. But again, that's just my opinion.
and hear your stories about Charlie. To be honest with you, that would be amazing, and your memories with him. So that was one thing on my heart, why I wanted to also just bring you guys all together.
Okay, so the people watching your kids, you should already know your names. You should already know their names. If you're saying in this first half, thank you for watching my kids, what should not follow is saying, I look forward to learning your names. I just feel that if they're watching your kids and the kids are coming home and saying, so-and-so did this, that's not the first time you should be hearing so-and-so's name. So this is supposed to be endearing. Oh, thank you guys so much. You know, I'm dumping them at the office. And in addition to working extra hours and maybe getting a surprise, they're all going to be fired at the end of this week because we don't know who's leaking to Candace. And oh my gosh, we fired everyone last week and they're already still leaking to Candace. In addition to all of this, she has to, she's basically thanking them for babysitting, right? Thank you for being around the office. I'm just dumping my kids here. And I would like to now try to see if we can get a lunch date. And we're supposed to be endeared by this. Like, oh, the kids are in office because this is what Charlie built. Like, no, that's not where toddler kids should be. They should not be at an office. That's not endearing. This is wrong. They should not be with you 9 times out of 10 at an office. That's not the environment that children are supposed to be in. They're not walking through. And by the way, just in case you don't know the setup, where Charlie worked is completely separate from where everybody else works, okay? He has his own building and a small amount of the team is in the building. They're not familiar with the entire office. They're not walking in being like, oh, this feels like dad. This reminds me of when dad used to what? What? You weren't even at the office. You just said in this speech that you were a stay-at-home mom while you guys were married. So why would this place remind your children of their father? Your toddler children of their father? This is a corporate office. This is not home. It's like, why do I need to communicate this with you? Are you just surrounded by robots?
Yes, she is. Erika is not well, okay? Her mind is gone, okay? I keep saying this. She is not, something happened to her. I don't know what it is. Something happened to her, meaning that she was brainwashed, a chip in her brain. She's not there, okay? Clearly, okay? Because she don't know what she's saying. She don't know what she's doing. She don't even remember what she said. She lied about one thing one day. The next day, she lied about something else, but she doesn't remember the lie that she told yesterday, but she told a different lie today. Tomorrow is going to be a different story. It's just exhausting. I can't even keep up with it. That it must be good to lie like this, but you should remember the lies that you told. But when you lie so many times, when you are a compulsive liar, you have to remember every lie that you tell people. And apparently, ErikaKirk is not doing that, okay? That's what I'm saying. She's being programmed. There's a microchip. Someone is channeling something in her brain. Say this, say that, and then she starts to forget. Oh, yeah, this and that. And that, again, is all mind control. That's just my opinion. I believe she's being controlled.
Are you a hybrid, Erika? Answer yes or no.
Well, that is to be determined. Now, I want to share to you this video of the audio, not the audio, but the audition of The Amazing Race with ErikaKirk and her ex-boyfriend, JT Massey. And listen to her own words when she said that she lived in China. But according to Justin, this COO of Turning Point, or CFO, whatever he does, okay, Justin Schiff, whatever his last name is, that he said, okay, that ErikaKirk just visit there for 2 weeks to see the Great Wall. But she said it multiple times in her recording, her audio recording that she does interview, that she lived in China. She lived in China. She lived in Croatia. She lived in Puerto Rico for a little bit. She has been to Romania to do charity work, which that turned out to be a lie. And again, and I said it before in my past video, she's a different person with Charlie. It would come to JT Massey. She had a type, and she had a type. The types that guys that she built were athletic, built. Not saying that Charlie Kirk wasn't athletic; he was into sports and stuff like that. But ErikaKirk had a type. But I feel like with Charlie Kirk, she saw a bigger goal, a bigger picture. It's like with the Clintons. Okay, you think Hillary liked Bill Clinton? No, it was more to that, because she knew that he was going to be president one day, and sure enough, he was. So that's why she stayed with him. You think that? Listen, you think any wife would stay with a man who cheated on her and lied about it and then now confessed? She saw a bigger picture with Bill Clinton. She probably can't stand Bill Clinton, but they had a daughter and so forth. And I just feel like that's with ErikaKirk. I don't know. I think you fake it until you make it. But take a listen to this Erika and JT Massey doing their Amazing Race audition. Take a listen. It's a little bit long, but take a listen.
Dream. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, America.
I've lived in China. I've lived in Chongqing. I've been to Romania. I've been in Croatia. Lived in Puerto Rico for a little bit. Really handsome.
You look gorgeous. Are you fixing my... I got a little bacon. Babe, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Sex sells, babe.
Sex sells. That's me.
That's against religion.
It's not. It's within the confines of marriage.
I don't... We need...
What? We're checking the lighting? Oh, okay. No, we're checking the lighting. Roll camera one! Hi, I'm JT Massey. I'm 25 years old from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a minor league baseball player with the Colorado Rockies, and I'm going to be racing with my girlfriend.
Hi, I'm Erika Franzwe. I'm 25 years old from Scottsdale, Arizona, and I currently live in Venice, California.
So March 1st, we went on our first date.
Well, I got it wrong because I thought it was
Yes.
the day before, and I called him and I was like, "Hi, so I'm gonna be running late for our date," and he's like, "Actually, it's tomorrow."
Yeah, I'm sitting at dinner with my dad in Arizona, and I'm like, did I mess up the date or what? End up standing up from the table to call her, and she messed up the date.
I did. So we went to Maggiano's.
Yeah, it worked out.
It was good.
We went to Maggiano's. I picked her up. It was raining.
It was.
Kind of different night in Arizona, and picked her up at her house, and later met her mom on the first night.
It's a big deal for the
Exciting
first
stuff.
night.
Yeah, not trying to scare her off or anything.
But it was good.
It was great. Easy conversation.
And then we spent literally every single day with each other since then. And I couldn't go to his house that he was staying at because I wasn't allowed to, because the girl who was married to the guy he was living with was very territorial of her nest. So we had to brainstorm of different places to socialize and meet at.
Hang out.
So we would close out
time.
coffee shops and Chipotle's, and
Chipotle's.
we just brainstormed. We would do we did hiking together.
We hiked Camelback Mountain.
We did. That was fun.
Yeah, but just every day in March, a new adventure. We walked around that one parking lot all day. We were going to do some racing, and then we didn't, and then we just looked at artwork.
I know we just.
But we'll just walk around a Walmart for like an hour, and we'll look down and
we played
have, like,
football inside of
thing.
Sports Authority.
We did. We passed football inside of Sports Authority before we almost got in trouble, but we got out of there. We got out of there pretty safe.
So we somehow always find a way to make the best out of any.
So you get the point here, right? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with this video at all. Obviously, she was young, 25. He was 25, young, in love, wanted to audition for The Amazing Race. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't like the fact that she said that she lived in China when she turned around and said that she never lived in China, when she was doing some charity work for sex trafficking, when that was a lie, when she was actually living with her former boyfriend of the Miami Heat, Josh Harrison, and was with him the whole time while he was doing playing basketball. So I just didn't like the fact that a lie. You can obviously see that she was very into JT. At one point, they were engaged. There's engagement photos on a website, on the internet, excuse me. So you can just tell that she was really, really in love with the guy. She even lived with him, for goodness sake. But she proclaimed that she's some Christian woman, but she lived with a guy. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is she has this persona that she's saying stuff in the future that she never done those things when she actually did, because there's record of it. That's the thing that I just don't understand. Now, last video that I want to share with you, it's very disturbing. And it's this guy on TikTok, and I just trying to pull up his name for you. Okay, and it's Marcos. Okay, and he's saying that, that ErikaKirk did a shopping spree for 12 hours after her husband, after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And he has the receipts and everything. And I'm like, let me just play this and get your thoughts about this, you guys, because when he said this, I'm like, this is just very disturbing. And he showed receipts, you guys. I don't know what to make of this, but I just wanted to share it with you guys and let me know your thoughts about this. So take a look at this video.
Life, because the information I am about to expose right now is going to completely ruin ErikaKirk's entire story. I can't even believe I'm filming this. So I got an email today from someone that works at Aloe. I'm going to, of course, keep their identity anonymous. This person emailed me, and I'll put it on the screen, that they work at Aloe, and they looked up Erika's account. And it appeared that she had spent over $1,000 buying Aloe clothing the day after Charlie was... I can't remember everything she bought, but it was all black clothing. Obviously, it's not that important, but I personally found it super sketchy. I also don't know. And then she says something about where Erika lives. I'm not going to include that. You can see it clear as day on the receipt, which I will show you guys for transparency, that Erika Francfe, her maiden name, purchased $1,043.30 worth of clothing on September 11th, 2025 at 11:10 a.m. Guys, put this into perspective. I'm looking it up here. Charlie.
Now, I can honestly say, and people was going to say this too. I had to put them on pause. Now, people are going to say, "Well, that's not weird." You know, a lot of people, everyone agrees differently. You know what I mean? People are just, after her husband just got assassinated, she went on a shopping spree and spent $1,000 on items and sweatpants and stuff like that. A lot of people said that doesn't mean anything. True, that is true. It doesn't mean anything actually. I don't know where he's getting at with that. That's why I want to go a little bit further. Again, it doesn't mean anything suspicious, by the way, because a lot of people do things differently when they're going through the grieving process. People may go shopping, people may go drinking, people might have an affair with someone really quickly, or have a relationship really quickly. I don't know. People do weird things when it comes to grieving. Again, shopping may be one of them. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to let you I'm going to let him continue on this detail.
Kirk was announced to be at 4 p.m. on September 10th. Not even 24 hours later, Erika went home, woke up in the morning, and bought an aloe tracksuit. I don't even know what's more egregious to me. The fact that she went on a shopping spree not even 24 hours after her husband was publicly assassinated, or the fact that she shops at Aloe, because let's be honest, their clothing is extremely, extremely overpriced for really, really cheap material. I hate Aloe. And the reason this doesn't make any sense is because, like I was saying before, if she was buying like a black sweater, like all of Aloe's clothing like has a fat ass ugly Aloe logo on it, and it's gym clothes. It's gym clothes. You're not going to wear gym clothes to the wake, which leads me to believe it had nothing to do with any. She just wanted to go on a shopping spree. It's giving Gone Girl. Like, please tell me I'm not crazy, and like this is not the most insane thing you've ever heard. And if you don't believe me that this is true, the third screenshot I have, it has her mailing address on it, and it has her email and her information, which I have verified. It is her. So do not make me release that, because I'm not going to leak someone's address. I don't care who they are. I'm not doing that. But like, the facts are the facts. She went on a shopping spree. Guys, literally, think about it. Before the body was even cold, she woke up in the morning, went online, and bought this cheap-ass clothing and got it shipped to her house. And I'm really not trying to be overdramatic here, but I think this is one of the most significant pieces of information we have uncovered so far, because it's so telling of who she is. For those of you that have suffered a loss, for example, even if you suffer the loss of somebody who is maybe a grandparent, someone that's older, who you knew was getting sick, when you find out that they're gone forever, you are catatonically depressed. You can't.
He's right about that. Like I said, everyone grieves differently. I told my sisters and my brother-in-law, if something happened to my husband or to my parents or to any of you guys, I don't think I'd be the same. I think I'd just be out of my mind with grief and loss. You know, do people die? Yes. Do things happen? Yes. But I don't think I would have the strength or the energy to go shopping. And again, people deal with things differently. You know what I mean? Their cope mechanism, you know, people do things differently. I'm just telling you, for me, I don't think I could interact with people. I don't think I would be able to go shopping, eating, sleeping. I wouldn't be none of that. I'd just be beside myself. I'd be all over the place because I just lost an important, significant person in my life. But again, people, like I said, everyone deals with grief differently. People end up shopping, drugs, you know, just to get their mind off things because they don't want to think about it. Yes. Is it weird? Yes. Does it make it criminal? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But this is Erika who we're dealing with. We're dealing with a woman whose mind is not right and her behavior is not right. This is the woman that we're dealing with. And that is very dangerous, you guys. Very dangerous. Let's continue.
not get out of bed for days. You're in a state of shock, even when it's not shocking, even if you knew the person was sick for years. And then for those of you listening to this who maybe have experienced a very sudden loss, maybe someone wasn't assassinated, but maybe it was a car accident, maybe it was something of that nature where you had absolutely no idea something like this would happen. You're shocked. You're shocked. You won't be able to go to bed. You think you're in a nightmare. The husband was publicly assassinated, and you went on a shopping spree to Aloe, of all places. But to anywhere, but to Aloe? To buy gym clothes? To buy like a yoga mom outfit? Please tell me I'm not crazy. Please. Somebody please tell me I'm not crazy, because this is actually so fucking insane and I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Well, you're not crazy, my guy, okay? But I'm just going to tell you, everyone agrees differently. That's all I'm going to say about that. Is it weird? Yes. She went shopping online. She spent $1,000 on sweatpants, jogger pants. Yeah. But everyone, this is ErikaKirk, you know, she gets a free pass. But before I let you go, you guys, I just need to know, and I figure out the connections between ErikaKirk, Tyler Bauer, the Farmworth family, Epstein, everyone, Lori, Erica's mom. I feel like all of them are connected somehow. They are. They know each other. It's not a coincidence that Erika went to the same university as Tyler. It's not a coincidence that Lori knows the Farmworths. I'm telling you, it's a one big happy family connection. They know each other. And they're pretending that they don't. I just don't understand how Erika don't remember how she met Tyler, when Tyler is the one that introduced her to Charlie. Even Charlie said it. Even she said it. Even they don't even get their story straight. At least if you're going to get your story straight, at least talk to one another and communicate with one another and make sure that you get your story straight. Because now Erika don't remember, and I don't understand how you don't remember meeting your husband through to Tyler. That to me, that just feels a little suspicious to me. Okay, and very odd and weird. But hey, who knows with Erika? I at this point, I'm just like so exhausted with her. I don't take anything that she says face value. She is a liar. She's not, to me, a good Christian woman. She has no business of giving any advice to any young generation because she's not even doing it herself. So for her to have the audacity to try to spread the gospel, the word, and trying to educate young women and men about things, she should look at herself in the mirror because she's not doing it herself. You can't practice what you preach when you're not doing it yourself, Erika. It doesn't work that way. And people can see it through you. At least with Charlie, he did it. He was not being fake and phony about it. Charlie Kirk was just authentic. A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people cannot stand him. A lot of people thought he was racist or whatever. But people respected him because he gave college students the microphone to speak, to prove him wrong. He gave that opportunity. And he had values. Okay? He did not compromise his values. You're doing the complete opposite of what he was trying to do. Complete opposite. And if you want people to look up to you, you want people to take your word face value when you're not doing it the same, girl, bye. Girl, bye. No one's not doing it. No one's not buying it. No one's not buying it. People are rejecting you. And like I said, last year and this year, turning point would be no longer. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm entitled to have an opinion because I live in the United States and I am entitled to voice my opinion and speak my opinion about that, okay? Turning point, in my opinion, is a fraud. It's a fraud. It is no longer a conservative Christian organization anymore. It's just about money. It's about silence people, not having a voice, not sticking up for what is right. People are speaking to Charlie like he's still alive, like what he wants, what he wanted to say. It's just disgusting to me. You know, that organization is disgusting. The people from Turning Point is disgusting, and shame on them. They call themselves Christians. That's the crazy part. They call themselves Christians, and they're not acting like Christ-like. They're really not. And like I said, when things are hidden in the dark, God is going to bring it to the light, and he always brings it to the light, okay? They think, and that's the funny thing, is they have no fear in God. They don't. They're only concerned about money and power and keeping their little dirty secret tucked away so nothing won't get exposed. But God is going to expose it by truth tellers because we want the truth. We want to find out what happened to Charlie Kirk. And by them gaslighting us and telling us propaganda and all that stuff, it's not working. Okay, the name calling, all that stuff, it's not working. It's like what's going on with the war, which I'm going to talk more about tomorrow. It's not working with people. We're not buying this nonsense anymore. We're not. We're seeing what's really happening, and if you just want us to turn a blind eye and not believe what you're telling us, but we're actually seeing what's happening. But you want us to say, don't look at your eyes. Don't see what you're seeing. Just believe us, in our words. No, thank you. I reject that. Anyway, you guys, I am so happy that I am back live with you guys. I'm so sorry that it's been 2 weeks too long. I will do my best not to receive another strike, because I do want to continue to be live with you guys. I love each and one of you. Thank you so much for joining me back here on live, and I will see you tomorrow on the next live. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next live.